Hello and a good evening to you. How are you tonight? Hey, my name is YAA'S. Welcome to Reflections for a Thirsty Soul. And tonight, let's see, this is Pearly Nuggets on Reflections for a Thirsty Soul. We have various lives that we do. One is Pearly Nuggets, and the title today is this. Let's keep it real. Practical NYAMESEM. How great is your love? From John 15:12 and 13. So the book that you saw is my book that came out last April, and it's in bookstores, Amazon, Reason Press, Barnes and Nobles, Google Books, and iTunes. I urge you to get your copy because it's still in bookstores and it's a pleasure to read. I'm going to read you a paragraph from the back page, and I read, "We live in a fast-paced and frenzy-driven world. Go, go, go seems to be the order of the day. What do you do when life wears you down? Is your soul crying out for relief because the daily grind has left you so exhausted? Is this all there is to life, you wonder? Your soul longs for more joy, peace, serenity, calm. Taking time to focus on the important things has now become a matter of urgency. That time is now. If you are lost and cast adrift in the sea of life, look no further. This is the book for you." With that, I welcome you to tonight's program. I've already shared in groups, so I trust that you're having a good weekend. You see how fast the year is going again. We just started 2021, and as of tomorrow, 2 months will be gone. Tomorrow is the last day of the month of February. And for me, I'm always happy at this time of year because in the past, when I used to travel for work, winter time was not my favorite time to drive. So anyway, I always consoled with myself with the fact that, once Christmas comes, then January will come, February comes, and then there's March. Then you know that, spring is around the corner. And I'm happy that March is coming because March is my birthday month and I'm a spring baby. I like spring. It's a nice season for me. So, like I said, today our topic is how great is your love? When I was growing up as a young girl, there were we had ABBA and the Bee Gees and Lionel Richie and whoever. And one song, How Deep Is Your Love by the Bee Gees, I just love that song. But today I'm asking, how great is your love? You see, the reason why I started doing this practical NYAMESEM is this. Even as I came to sit here, yes, you can't, eh? Even as I came to sit here, I was thinking of these words that I was reading. And I come to sit here not because I want to come and lecture you. I'm learning something from it too, because the passage that I chose, I kept thinking about it further, and I'm saying, if this is what the word means, and all of us, we are not really living by it, and yet we say we are Christians. Something hit me when I came to sit here, and I said, we've all fallen short of the mark, especially our people, the way that we worship God. I'd like to, I feel, I have this impression that my people think that they are the most holy people. And we know NYAMESEM than anybody else, but we have missed the basics. So this is why I say practical NYAMESEM. For me, anything that hits me, then I come and share it. So, when you talk about love, we all have all these kinds of notions about love, don't we? Especially relationship or marital love or whatever. Ooh, I love you, ooh, this and that, as if it's the end of the world. And where we come from too, it's like, hey, You have to get married by force, kukuti, right? So it's a lot of questions. For me, like I said, I believe in practical NYAMESEM. I'm not a theologian. Sometimes when you go into platforms or even amongst people, Christopher Mappa, and you are, thank you, we know nothing. We're a Christopher Mappa, and then they want to show how spiritual they are, and then they go and bring these big, big words that you can't understand. You know what? We need to keep it basic so people will know and understand. Because when the word gets into the heart, that is it. You've won the person. So for me, like I know there's agape love, there's filial love and all that. I didn't go into all that. Hello, Miss Sage, welcome. Thanks for coming. I hope you're well. So anyway, I just picked the dictionary description. Like love is described as an intense feeling of deep affection. That's the dictionary definition. Now let's go to John 15:12-13. The Bible that I opened up to read. It wasn't the same version as what I've written down. I like the version. I think this is probably New King James. So the verse 12 says, "This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you." I always read. Remember, I was saying earlier that I came to City and I was even thinking about what I was the passages, right? And it keeps hitting me. I just read this one before I started, and I'm like, what? It says, "This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you." Not that I haven't read it before. I've read it so many times. But I always say that as for the word of God, any time that you read it, you see something new. So he says, don't just love people, love them as I've loved you. We are failed. Are we loving people as Jesus loved us? And are people loving us as Jesus loved them? ANSMP. So the verse 13 says, "Greater love has no one than this, than to lay down one's life for his friends." Look, as for that, we won't go there because me, I can't. So I failed already. Okay. So when Jesus is telling us in the verse 12 that love one another as I've loved you. Elsewhere in the Bible, I think it's Matthew somewhere 5:7, or I could be wrong. It says, it asks us to love our neighbor as ourselves. But do you realize that we only go so far as, love your neighbor, and we forget the rest? As love your neighbor as yourself. Do you love yourself? Is the question. It's a big one, isn't it? And when I think about it further, and then I think about all the drama that goes on in our society, I say it's no wonder. Because when you think about it, our raising, the way we were raised, did anybody pour into you and give you confidence? I'm speaking broadly. Just the cultural environment, so Amajo, thank you. We only have one life to live. So are we loving our neighbor as ourselves, especially in these times? Charlie, you see, we are afraid. The hard questions, we don't want to go there. This is why I'm saying that sometimes it's not these things that you hear. They don't ask the hard questions: prosperity, riches, wealth. No, hit me with a hard one so I know whether I'm going or I'm coming. You see, a lot of us call ourselves Christians, but our characters does not show the love of Christ. So how great is your love is my question again. Where's the banner? How great is your love? What is stopping us from loving our neighbors? Well, we can give a lot of examples. Selfishness. We are so full of ourselves, so self-absorbed, watching out for only ourselves and nobody else. Especially in this time, we are saying, look at all that is going on around you. the tendency for you to just take care of only your stuff is pretty huge. Does it even hit you? Say, Minko Freminu Ebimusan say, hey, Hasemesi, how are you doing today? How are you feeling? Amajo and I did a program last Thursday, Rise Up Woman, on how you are coping in the pandemic. So usually when I do a live, I try to go back and listen, but I only got halfway through. So I realized that one sister Cecilia, thank you, Cecilia Gilbert. I saw she had put a comment and she said, "Oh, this is full of good tips." So I thought, "Oh, good." So at least there's something. It's not that I'm a Jominka say but sometimes you want to. It's good. It's a good thing to do. Always go back and look through your lives and see how it went. So there's stuff there. If you are interested in going to look at it, you might, listen into it. Selfishness, a boy and hope because will be a drain. Look at how we've become, especially in these times, the way we are cheating people, doing all kinds of things. The next reason why we're not loving our neighbors is greed. We want everything for ourselves. When somebody gets something, they won't even think, say, oh, maybe my brother over there might want. Yeah, I'm thirsty already, excuse me. My brother over there might need something. And I say, I saw something somewhere that, oh, what does it even say? It's not that we hate corruption. Yeah, somebody posted something. It's not that we hate corruption. We only hate corruption because we are not the beneficiaries of it. And yes, we are trying to tell people they should do the right thing. A true one, if it was you, you also chop it nyafu, nyafu, nyafu. Yeah. So greed is a big one. And then envy, any brebony, coveting what other people have. Let me go and help them so they become better than me. No. We make all kinds of pronouncements there. Oh, anyway, I won't go there. You know what I'm trying to say? Hatred, hating people for no reason. Somebody will see you and just hate you. They don't know you. And the thing that is funny among your chrome for, when you ask them, why don't you like this person? They have no reason. Now, the is especially if it's because of something they have heard from somebody. Or no, they don't turn a book to come and find out who you are. But they say, oh, Samami Wesheno, or Chreno, or Hajin, or to say, yeah. But how do you know if that person that you are hating, I've seen these posters also that say that don't go and who said the main canopy to say don't go and recruit people to fight, hating people because of somebody. There's something I saw in Okra, but it was too hilarious. Like, no, for me, I draw the line at that. I've always said that just let's say Amajo and I have a mutual friend, and then there's something going on now between Amajo and the third person. I don't know what it is. It's not my business. All I know is that I'm still friends with them. Of course, if they try to come and talk to me, if they come and talk to me, like say, seek advice from me that will help us to resolve this, yeah, we can talk about it. But otherwise, I'm not going to say, I'm a journey where I can't. That is childish and immature. And a lot of us spend our time doing that because of these things I've talked about: selfishness, greed, envy, and a hatred. Yeah. And of course, too, let's not forget the tribalistic hatred. Oh, where you feel, where you to say, and we hate people who are different from us. Look at what is going on in your Chrome horses. Say, I can't follow. They think that they own the country. Meanwhile, oh, they are racist. Really, hypocrites. Oh, you're racist. Love your neighbor as yourself. Start from Ukrum. What? Now you're hypocrites. Tomorrow will be able to tune into money a cotton. Sorry them. I sorry them who cry no so from crown who cry nani buefu. Also who na also buefu. All kinds of stuff are going on. You can't yeah. Yeah. Did you see Jesus ever seeing people and not talking to them, snobbing people? I remember me and I used to be a great or say kind of saying like idea me we are saying say people to pretend that they've seen you and to act like they've not seen you. What is that? We live in a cultured society, be civilized, cheer nipa, because me I won't see you and just pass you by. Then they try to make it look like me they hear me. Oh blah. You know what I'm saying? You moti ho, no more so teach people the right thing to do. Okay? Loving your neighbor as yourself means that, oh, sometimes people are preoccupied. Maybe something is on their mind. That's fine. But those ones, no, no, yamama ya beti suna. Who are you? Who are you? Huh? You know what? When you die, you're also buried in a coffin. Even if yours is a gold coffin or mine is a wooden box or something, we're all going to the same place, 6 feet down under. Why don't we humble ourselves, Kakra? Huh? We still don't get the message. Wamajo was saying that they only believe in hearsay, bitterness and wicked. I know they are just working. Oh, you know, like when somebody is different from you, a problem. You know, even the other thing too, if somebody has a way or yeniniama, it's a problem because we all think that we all have to be the same because we're all Ghanaians. And if somebody has high standards and they are doing their thing, now people are sitting there. Our biggest sickness, that one, oh, pretending, yeah. I hate that. Oh, net to say, mommy, we can't want to yeah. You know what? We need to be real with each other because, like, what I always say is that we, the grown ups, we become so selfish, so self centered. We think it's all about us. We don't realize that there's young people who are watching us and learning from us. All these bad habits, um, gossiping, envy, oh, about catching oh, this and that. The child is also learning all that. And you know, when we're spending all our time in these small-mindedness antics, we are not showing them that, hey, there's a world out there that they need to be strong. You need to empower them and push them out there to go and rub shoulders. I always say it. I keep saying this. I always tell my girls that, hey, I grew up in Ghana. All my schooling was in Ghana. Yeah. All my schooling was in Ghana. Okay. I can say confidently, say, Brofo de mete mapa. That's what I like reading. That's what I was taught, mete Brofo. But Chrome Hakra Obebani, you catch you say, oh, accent. Right. But I look at these girls, the kids that we have here, they talk like the people here. And I said, you girls, you're lucky you sat in the same classrooms with them. Okay? So you don't have that legacy of, oh, no, I can't hear you, pardon me, you have an accent. And, you know, you see, we say racism and all that, but what I do know too is that if you have the skills, they will hire you. If you have the skills, they will hire you. Like for myself, even a Juma Maya for over how many years, I can't say me penny be a bejina menimu da aka say me nye me Juma ye. They be will boo mommy because they know say I'm a hard worker. Period. I know they like sure. So we all go through sometimes, you know, we call it say kaka, I have those moments, but overall, no, you are reliable, you can be dependent on. Oh, mean to me, no confidence. All these things that I'm talking about, we take it into the workplace. So we don't manifest our potential into so you are not so much of a value to the company or whatever. You are disposable. Well, until if you are there, it's all love. It's a basic commodity. If we don't have it, we are missing everything else. We are say, if you don't know, I am a catcher. You know, from kakra means minimum. No. Anyway, yes, the other reason why we don't, you kind of saying, love our neighbors, no, is pride. Sometimes we think we're above everybody else. We look down on people. Excuse me. Oh. Okay, sorry. We look down on people. We can't love them because they are not at our level. Yeah, and ultimately, like I've had that. I've come across that a lot in my life because when people see they feel so you're dean or you're quiet or you'll be until they try to come and mess with you and do near maybe. And I'm say, yeah, that's okay. I don't need to come and sit here and tell you, hey, I'm this, hey, I'm that. No. But for me, I know how I grew up, but I was taught that be humble, be humble. Of course, Obi Beso Jimmy no Hocho and now and set levels. Yeah. But I said it before, so same be a Mrs. Kai or semi papa chair me say yesha high hila me kobi. Yesha chale what is me kobi. Until there's no need on this earth to go around, look, you have to be self-confident. That one there, no. I'm not saying say go and be a dumb. Believe in yourself. But I'm better than a kego. Do you know who I am? Me MP, me say that one there, fatu baby. Into MP today. Ochina you are be it to see edge. Anyway, just a thought. And I'm going on to say that the most profound reason why we can't love our neighbors is that we do not love ourselves. As I was saying in the beginning, if you love yourself, you pour out. It doesn't matter. You know how to love other people. But we are so stingy with love because we don't know what it is. So where do we go next? Well, go before God and ask for forgiveness. Sometimes you feel say, there's this thing that I read or hear about when you are reading Abrofono Christian books. They talk about people who feel they've been in the faith a long time and the new believers and all that. So one share ye when now feel so you have arrived at. You become jaded, missy road. So now who's one missy road. Yeah. There's always something to learn. And I may say, Bible, no boy. Today you can read, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Tomorrow you read it again, it will say something different. And you go, oh, why didn't I see that before? It happens all the time. And we can't sit around like, what is it about us Ghanaians that we think we have the dibs on Christianity? Say, yeah. Just say, yeah, trying be when you're missing who you're who so no. At the same time, let me ask you a question. Obi kunu si ho. Na also koye dry fast or bonfire job kunu so be catch and so ye Christo ni mapa. How does that compute? And I say, enti na woni me de me ka se Kofi Kinata sa na nyom no. Oh man. Me call Ghana me kai. Me say this guy he should get an award for that song. I hear he did into no yeah. Because it is us ye suba me no nyina ye suba that song. I just love it. It's so if you were or sorry them free so no or kick it my me back out. Like the things that we do because we don't love ourselves. Obi ankyerɛ yɛn. Look, there's a lot of walking wounded people. And many memory nyinaa. If you hear the stories, there's this lady, I don't know her name, but I'm sorry, Facts of Life, or Germany, or about Facebook, so she talks about a lot of these issues. I don't always have time to listen from the beginning to end, but when she comes on, I go and listen kakao, I see it, I say, oh, I'll listen later, and sometimes I forget to. But me know, those of you who are even listening to me, you know what I'm talking about. Would this nipa in the name of love? Or they have a wife back home, then they meet somebody in Abrochi. Yes, awesome. They meet somebody in Abrochi. No, I worry no. It's a paper and you. Like deception, no, the deception, the wickedness in our heart. Yakuma din, yetrimu din. Aware ko aware nkwa odobi enimu musisi muse twan. Like people don't know how to treat each other, to honor each other. Obi feel say odowa, nature say they are losing something. Hey, madam fo. Yatone say na ame. Yawo kwan bi two. And our upbringing. what I say, you can love a child, but be firm, disciplined with them. Not this hey harshness, nah, yeah, no. Like if you see our situations, a lot of times when you compare our situation with the places that we are living in now, we tend to think that, oh, kids are being pampered, kids are safe, but it's two extremes. No, well, me, I can always say, my parents did the best they could. They provided for me. They took me to school. Say, but share your culture now. We are not people who are given to showing love, hugging, showing our love. Wow. Me na hey, me buy na say baby, oh, me ma, oh, love you, bye, love you, say. Even my son, as old as he is, so he comes to visit and he's going, Mom, then the shoulder comes out and he'll hug you. What is wrong with that? We are so afraid of showing our deepest emotions, you know? And so, yes, sorry, I see a quite sorry. And so God says, and look, let me read it again. I made a yana, this is my commandment that you love one another as I have loved you. And he said, Yes, you do. I didn't know to me, no, be said, yes, you see, do. It's a big responsibility. It is a big responsibility. It is huge. If you don't take anything away from today, think about it that do I have love? Do I love myself? Do I love people? When you are reading the Bible, read it well. Don't do this hypocrisy to my kind. Try to understand. You know what? Every day, these days, everything is Googleable. Google is my best friend. All you have to do is write commentary for John 15:12. Commentary for Hosea, this. Naba. There's so many of them. Read the simplest one that you can understand. It gives you more insight. Even in some of the Bibles, they have footnotes. Read it. Ɛbɛboa wo. Wonte biribi ase nso a, obi a wonim sɛ onim Nyame asɛm, a serious Christian or your pastor who can help you to understand. Wow. But this thing we call love, you come for so yes, right? I see a Christopher Ghana for the I mean, make us so be okay, say, been more or so on some yame. And I say, me feel almost some bosom, or all kinds of other things are going on. And I say, Christopher, name, God is not coming quickly for them until no be being so sure mum pass. Your Christianity, so it be for us. Into this is what is going on. Wow. Nti mehwɛ a mesi go before God and ask yourself, because to the be a nneɛma a wohu, the way people behave towards you, the way people treat you, no, one share you give up on humanity. But yeah, you must say Nyankopɔn na ɔmmubu yɛn akoma mu, ɔmfa yɛn bɔne kyɛ yɛn na ɔnkyerɛ yɛn how to love people. Also, I go on to say, how many of us are willing to take a good look at ourselves and make changes, as in renew our minds? By the way, let's go on a commercial break and then we'll be back and continue. How about that? Let's take that off. Let's see here. Hello, and we're back. So this is the book. I got a tip from Sister Ajoado yesterday, something I've been neglecting to do, and I appreciate that she said it. She said that I should, try to, what's the word she used? Still talk about the book. So here it is, Reflections for a Thirsty Soul. So I read the back, and I'm going to read the last paragraph there. Reflections for a Thirsty Soul is a book of Christian inspiration and personal reflections with life-giving affirmation and encouragement, truth and strength. This book offers solace to the downtrodden and weary and provides renewed hope and passion to move forward and live your best life. Come find refreshment for your soul and be inspired. So the book again is in Amazon. You can get it on Amazon, Friesen Press, Barnes and Nobles, Google Books, and iTunes. Thank you. Let's get back. Yes, yes, God should give us a forgiven heart. That is true. So, yes, we have to be willing to take a good look at ourselves and make changes. How do we make changes? By renewing our mind. Romans 2:12 says, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. We renew our minds by reading the word and finding out what God's will is. So God does not tell us to go around hating people. And if you read the word, you'll know. And we have, like, we should not be a people that, okay, ochina ye kwesiada, nipa kwa sorry, Bible, any atami yukura, we look very holy. We look very pious. Yeah, we are good at it, self-righteousness. So pious. Meanwhile, during the week, no, one kind more, one kind free. Wakɔtena hɔ yɛka ya yes amen ɔna ɔteatea mu gye so kɛseɛ ɔgyegye ho ɔgyegye kɛseɛ ɔbɛfia na ɔde abɛto hɔ. That goes back to whatever they are doing. Well, we need to be more aware. And the most important of all, as I said, Achomebo, and sorry. So, as I said, no, we were talking about the way we were raised may be a factor as to why we're not loving other people. Practice self-love and care. In loving yourself fully, you'll be able to love your neighbor as yourself. You always think of other people. Love your neighbor. And one year can love your neighbor. And we are always doing. Like I said before, 2 weeks ago, I was in a master class with MFA Gaji, and she said that when she hears the word selfless, it makes her cringe because selfless, you're giving it all away. It's okay to take care of yourself. Yekrom, we are very good. We are master craftsmen at taking people on guilt trips. Obi busa obi bina also nyepa. Oh, sana or treno. Just once every day you've done it for them. The one time that you saw na dia mabrem to no nibu for no bayaka. Like you owe them. Take time for yourself. Take time for yourself. Ukotena plain more. Now say BBC, I say no bati ho. You say put on your thing first before you go and help them. If you are empty, how do you go and love somebody? Pamper yourself. Love yourself. I'm special. I'm beautiful. I'm worthy. I'm not hopeless. Look, God created you. You should have God esteem, not self-esteem, God esteem. Nti wogye wo ho di wogye di sɛ nyame na ɛbɔɔ wo na woyɛ nipa Osomboa, you treat your fellow human being the same way. Don't go around disrespecting people, looking down on people, being prideful. Pride is a sign of insecurity, by the way, if you don't know. Yeah, I have said a lot, and in ending, we're just going to read through a few verses, and then as I'm reading it, I should think about it and apply it. To when you know when Yamia Semonti, Bible na ya fa yenam ho yede nam koti no ukoba na ono nyonko abeko. Ochia okra no ebu na nichie no atwam so. Ufi asori ba 3 hours ni so no ono ufi ran go oba na odoje no because untumi ntu our rent also no you can say instead of being bold no beka so asemese bi ase ni say na atomenti no mami 2 days and I be been we're always hiding, always running to know what you just say oh dodge. Is if you are brave enough to tell somebody, I don't make no chrome have say BB so I don't have no problems talking to my immediate supervisor about it. And I say BB BC be so koye surgery be now koye procedure be because who edu ho obeka so yeah you told us about it. They will show you compassion, they will show you empathy. I was going through something last week with a family member from not here but outside of Canada. Na my supervisor no him and no poor catch me so me take it time I need it. Make us feel like Thursday afternoon my near Juma, Friday, Monday, Tuesday come to me uncle. Wednesday na me call me cause me take the whole week off kwanka on kahwe. And so no, you need boldness of speaking our truth into be our because if you are ebi kwa na on train man in beche so unim sa ade no unim say bia wa short kakra but within 2 days after the deadline ebeba no 3 days before no wakobo na mane na no wate ne ho ase so onte ne ho ase na no so enipa bone but any reasonable human being no when you approach them beforehand with something they're able to work with you. Oh, and anyway, here are the verses. Do everything in love. And can say do it in hate or do it in selfishness or in anger. Do everything in love. 1 Corinthians 16:14. And we love because he first loved us. 1 John 4:16. So I can say, love your neighbors have loved you. No, see, we loved because he first loved us. And so there will be one junior show come and because I say nyame do. You also have to love. And he said, "Bibi kwa na ekoswa, you have to try to get to the bottom of it." Sometimes the situations that is irreconcilable because nipa bin so yakoma yedin. No matter how much you try, they won't. Excuse me. They won't work with you, or they feel entitled. Until everything should come to them, or they feel too proud. Maybe I'm a 3 months so parent, or yeah, they're cramming kasano. A lot of people are going to their death without making reparations. The next verse says, above all, love each other deeply, because love covers a multitude of sins. Nti deɛ tie biara na obi nyɛ obi bia ɔbɛka sɛ memfa ne bɔne nkyɛ no da. Me ne ne bɛtwea tan mɛtwea. Sometimes if you hold on, yes, Jimmy, if you are the first to forgive of something, yes, I will come and nipa na tietia w'anim bio, but but in your heart you've cleared things up until you are moving on in peace. The next one is love must be sincere. Oh boy. Hate what is evil. Matiana. Cling to what is good. Romans 12:9. Love must be sincere. Let's stop the phoniness and the pretending. I'd rather know so you don't need to pretend. I can take it. My cross thread into your family. Maybe some other people may be hurt, but let's not pretend. Be sincere. Hate what is evil. Cling to what is good. Cling to it. Sumuye, cling to it tightly. The last but one, there's no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear. Why are we so afraid? Sometimes we hate people for no reason or something. We're afraid to put ourselves out there because of what we have gone through. But we need to know that Jesus made the ultimate sacrifice for us. It was love. Because of love that he did that. Just love them. He hasn't said died for anybody. You are not going to be crucified on somebody's behalf. And so no, he died. And I'm talking to myself too. That one was 1 John 4:18. And the last one, hatred stirs up conflict, but love covers all wrong. Proverbs 10:12. Hatred no yenjai yetweman sododo nyatwum. Pointing fingers. Yeah, telling people how to live their lives, criticizing people. And I'm sure sister be program or be bass or catch on any back or cabro for or catch any saying or any nebaning mukrum casa. And another person so be kind the same comments. Ni bina mami atonabo. I admired her. I almost wanted to go on Messenger message her say, I admire your patience in explaining things to them, but our people have to learn boundaries. You don't know the reason. She explained the reason why, and it makes a lot of sense because she has a special needs child. To speak another language would confuse them to the that's what, But I thought, why do we do those things? Who made you a better parent than her? the program, like I usually see here, I don't watch all the time, but I know the meet the first time meet for the longest time. I'm saying, no, this is not, I'm not on a draw door, I'm a man, so no, yes, I won't recall anybody, pass a piano because I make church or near much to just hold your horses. But it's just an example I'm giving. We have to learn to let people be. Into all these things, busybody near man, it creates conflicts. Sometimes you need to hold your tongue. So these verses are all in the Bible and they're all talking about love. You can also go do your own search and you see a lot about love. So if we purpose to follow them, we will truly be doing God's will. As he told us, I'll read it again. This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. Greater love has no man than this, than to lay down one's life for his friend. They are very. I hope thank you. I really appreciate you coming on to listen. Like I say, I'm not a theologian, but I am this practical NYAMESEM. Like we have to think about our faith and act on it. When we think through what we read in the Bible, it will push us to act it out. Because he said, we just hear it near the two baby, but let's actually think, let it seep into us. Let us think about it and let it be reflected in the lives that we are living. So I thank you for listening. As I've said previously, please write a review on our page, Reflections for Thirsty. So we'd really appreciate it. We've been bringing programs to you since last year when the book came out. So do yourself a favor also and get your copy. You can also get the ebook version. So thank you so much. Miss Sage, Amajo, and anybody else who came on. I really appreciate you coming on. God bless you all. Tomorrow we'll be on with The Beauty of a Woman's Heart, my second book, which is currently being published. So we'll be talking about You Are Mine. So come and join us. We hope to see you. God bless you all. Take care. Good night. Love you.